Hi and welcome back to Yoga Berry, your yoga for scoliosis community. I'm Christine Jareggi-Berry and I'm a yoga teacher specializing in yoga for scoliosis. And today's video is all about Dr. Loren Fishman's yoga poses, the ones that he suggests to correct scoliosis curvature. You might have seen my interview with him, which we did a few weeks back. And maybe you have come across his study as well. And there are 3 particular yoga poses that he suggests. So I'm going through them in detail today for S-curve scoliosis. So just what's printed on my t-shirt here, because I find that there seems to be most confusion about this. So what you need for this practice, or if you want to follow along, is a yoga belt. You will need a yoga block. And you will need a chair as well. So if you get everything ready, and then join me on the mat. So the first pose that we are going to do is side plank. And Dr. Fishman has found that this pose is particularly good to correct lumbar curve. So what we're looking to do is to practice this pose on the convex side of your lumbar curve. So if we have a look at this one here, so this is a typical right thoracic left lumbar pattern here. So the lumbar curve would be here at the bottom, convex to the left. So I'm going to practice this on my left side. So let's go into the full version. I like to practice this by the wall because it gives me a little bit more stability and I can stay in it a little bit longer. So I'm starting with the left hand down on the knee, and then I like to come onto the inside of my right foot to begin with, just to get myself kind of set up here. So I want the shoulder directly over the wrist, and then I start to straighten the bottom leg and I stack the feet on top of each other. Now you can really feel the underside working here. That's what this is all about. And I'm using the wall for a little bit of guidance and lifting the top arm up towards the ceiling. So I'm going to stay here for a breath, see how long I can hold it with talking. Good, and then I'm slowly releasing and just resting in child's pose for a moment. So hopefully without talking, I would have been able to hold this a little bit longer, but let's move on to the second pose. Good. So the second pose is half moon pose, which is one of my favorite poses. It's such a lovely energizing pose, I find, and apparently also really good for scoliosis. So Dr. Fishman has found that half moon pose particular is good for S-curve scoliosis, and we're looking to do this on the convex side of the thoracic curve. So convex side of the thoracic curve would mean I do this on the right, and I'm lifting my left leg, which is also helping the lumbar curve here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the belt, and I made it into a little bit of a loop here at the back. This is where my foot is going to go. My left foot is going in there. So again, I use the wall for a little bit of stability, and I'm balancing on my right foot and bringing the right hand down onto the block. And then I'm lifting the left arm up towards the ceiling again. I can use the wall here for a little bit of feedback. But the belt kind of creates a little bit of tension. So it really helps to kind of practice to use this area here, the muscles here on that left side of the waist. And then what I'm also doing is slightly lifting the rib cage up. So I'm not dropping down, but I'm lifting the rib cage a little bit up and actively pressing my right hand into the block here. And then again, I can stay here for as long as I can breathe. So your breath is always a good indicator of if it's time to come out of the pose. Good, so I'm taking another breath. And then I'm slowly making my way out of the pose. So pose number 3 that Dr. Fishman suggests is the flying plank, and that is particularly good for thoracic curve. So this one is now to correct the right thoracic curve, which you can see here. So again, we're doing this on the convex side of the curve, which again would be my right side. So just like the half moon pose. So if you get your chair, and again, I have found that it helps to have the wall behind me just in the beginning, just to kind of get a little bit more stability. And you will find this is quite a challenging pose. So I will do my very best to demonstrate this. So bringing the right hand down, and I like to lift my left leg first. I'm going to bring my left leg up, and then I use the left hand for that little bit of stability just until I've got my other leg up on the chair. So again, probably have my arms a little bit too close. So I'm bringing the wrist directly underneath the shoulder, lifting the underside. I can really feel this working underneath there. Again, I use the wall just for a little bit of stability, lifting the top arm. Good, and then to come out, bring the hand down and step back down. So just to summarize, these are the 3 poses that Dr. Loren Fishman suggests to correct scoliosis. The side plank particularly corrects the lumbar part of the scoliosis. Then you've got the half moon pose, which is for both the thoracic and the lumbar. And then the flying plank is for the thoracic part of the scoliosis. So they are not the easiest poses, as you could probably see that sometimes it definitely took me out of breath, and it was quite challenging. So there are a little bit easier versions available, and if you look through my YouTube channels, you will find some kind of beginner's versions of these poses. But I just wanted to clarify here in this video what the full poses look like, how you would practice them for this particular scoliosis pattern. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I see you very soon for the next video.